Back when my kids were young, they would always have a recorder concert at school. Now, this recorder concert, the kids have been practicing forever, and it was really hard to be at home when they would do it. They had that instrument, and they're going squeak, 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 making all these weird noises. And we would get to the concert, and I remember sitting down with all the proud parents, and all the kids were up front. You know, they're younger, like third, fourth, fifth grade, whatever it is, and they're on stage, and they're warming up, and every single one was going like, and when you get 50 kids doing that, it is one of the most annoying sounds in the entire world. And you just want to sit there with your fingers in your ear. Like, this is crazy, but the parents are smiling. We're taking pictures. We're pretending to be happy, but really our ears are falling out of our head. And then the conductor gets up. And the conductor is a school band teacher, and they wave that wand. I think they do like an upside down 4. And all of a sudden the kids start playing at the same time. Now, what I think is going to happen is that all these kids are going to be all over the board. And there was a couple of weird squeaks and grunts from different places. But when that teacher gave that direction and all of those kids began playing their recorders at once, something amazing happened. It actually sounded really good. They had what's called resonance. And when they were rehearsing, they had what's called dissonance. So let me describe this to you in terms of leadership. Dissonance is when all of these individuals are making noise and it's annoying. Like they're doing things and working hard, but no one's really working together. You might have an overall project you're working on, you might have an overall goal, but nobody's really working together, and it's called dissonance. And you can feel this kind of environment when you walk into the workplace, and you just feel a tension. People might be busy working, but you can sense a tension, that everyone is doing their own thing, but it's not the same thing or the right thing. On the other hand, churches and ministries that have what's called resonance is contagious. Resonance is when everyone is working together for the common good. Even in their own offices, in their own space, in their own place, they're all working together. And when they get together in the break room or during services or wherever, even when they're together as a staff team doing lunch or whatever, they seem to be talking, they're all getting along. Why? Because they have what's called resonance. Now, as a leader, you need to be able to discern what is dissonance and what is resonance. Dissonance will stop momentum in your church. Dissonance will lead to dissatisfaction with people. Dissonance is like listening to an orchestra all warm up at the same time, and you just want to plug your ears because these beautiful instruments are making completely annoying noises all by themselves. But resonance is when the orchestra all plays together a wonderful theme, canon in D, something from Bach, whatever it is, and it all just makes this magical music to your ears, and it sounds absolutely wonderful. You put that in your team environment, and you know when you're on a team that has resonance. Everyone's working together. Everyone has a common goal. Everyone wants to make the other person look good. Nobody's taking all of the credit. Credit is shared. And when the team wins, or when the company or the church or the mission wins, everybody wins. For teams that are dissonant, when that team wins, if they do win, typically one leader will stand up and take all the credit. Or if they lose, someone will get all the blame and fingers will be pointed. But teams that have resonance understand that they are better together. Leader, in your ministry setting, I have a couple of questions for you. Here they are. What does resonance and dissonance do to your ministry? Or let me say it a different way. How does resonance and dissonance impact your ministry? Have you thought about that? Or would you say that you have a resonant ministry or a dissonant ministry? Second, would you describe your team as one that exhibits resonance or dissonance? And explain why. And third, what other factors play into your description? Sometimes you can have a team that's all playing together. Use the orchestra illustration again. But if you have a drummer that's just banging his own drum or going off beat, it will wreck the rest of the team and actually turn what's mostly resonant into something that sounds completely dissonant, throwing everybody else off. That means that you need to deal with it and create the best culture that you can for your team. So as a leader, one of my jobs is to focus on the resonance of the team, to make sure that we're all doing our part, that we're all working together for the glory of God, so that we're making this beautiful ministry that brings glory to God, that helps make disciples, versus having a dissonant ministry where it's all about infighting and struggling and he said, she said, it just doesn't work, and we're pointing fingers. If you lead a dissonant ministry, it's going to be a slow death over a long period of time. But if you lead a resonant ministry, that ministry will grow. People will sense the love of Christ. They will want to be a part of it. They probably aren't going to use these terms, but they are going to know that that team is working together for a common purpose and a common goal and making beautiful music for the glory of the Lord. So what kind of a leader do you want to be? One that leads a team with resonance, or one that wants to lead a team with dissonance? It's up to you. Make the best choice.